and welcome to Sestra-Tainment.
Sestra-Tainment.
I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we want to welcome you to 2023.
2023.
Yeah,
we're here.
We're here.
Welcome us back.
Yes, because we took a little break.
Took a little break,
for the holidays, a little siesta. And so we are back and just energized and ready to go. And so
got some updates and stuff, we're doing some good stuff,
Definitely. So without further ado, sis, what you got first?
All right. So first I want to say thank everyone for listening. We appreciate you guys.
Yes. Oh, by the way, 51st episode happening right now. Hey. All right. And over almost 800 downloads.
Oh, wow. So we're doing
worldwide.
Pretty good. Yeah, I know, because we're in other countries. That's amazing. How does that happen?
And one's in Antarctica, so who would listen there?
It's a robot, but it's fine. I'll take it. I don't care.
No, I'm saying one is Antarctica, so of the seven continents, we're in five, and one of them is Antarctica. Hey, so what do you expect? No one would listen there.
It is what it is.
It is, but we're excited. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so sorry to start it off this way, but this was a horrible TV show. Oh, gosh, okay. And I'm going to start talking about it. Interview with the Vampire. It is on AMC Plus. It is garbage. What do you got, sis? No, I'm just kidding. No, I was kidding.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, Interview with the Vampire. So, first of all, I've never seen the original movie, so that could be a thing.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, that could be a thing. But I mean, I was like young when the movie came out. I probably couldn't watch all the nakedness when I was a child.
It was a lot going on, and it was a very interesting
I don't know. I might not have been
sexual
that young.
Type.
I don't know how old I was.
I don't know when it came out originally, but I mean, I assumed from what I saw in the trailer that it was probably leaning towards how the original interview.
Yeah, and then also, Mom doesn't watch scary movies, so she probably been like, "Vampires, I'm scared. We're not gonna watch it."
Yeah, not knowing that it really wasn't that scary.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. So, since I've never seen the movie, that could be one reason why I don't like the show.
Okay.
I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, I really thought it was whack. But anyway, so just to start off with the show, the cast is good. They are decent. The one actress who plays the girl Claudia, Bailey Bass, she does a really good job because she goes from like being a child to an adult. Like that's how she acts.
Okay.
So that's the best part of the show. So that's it. All right, so you have Jacob Anderson, who plays Louis de Bonladot.
Oh wow, that's a name.
Yeah, and it's in, I believe it's in Louisiana, so everybody has that French Creole and them. You have Sam Reed, who plays Lestat de Lioncourt. You have Eric Bogosian. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But he plays Daniel, who is the reporter who is doing the interview to the vampire. And then you have Bailey Bass, who, like I said, plays Claudia, and she's like the best part of the whole show. Yeah, she I mean, just the way that she did it is really good. The guy who plays Lestat, what's his name, Sam Reed, he does a good job too. But I don't know if I guess they were trying to make it like the movie where it was like long pauses and like they're like fangs are coming out while they're like slowly looking up in the air.
Oh yeah, it was very theatrical.
Yeah, it should have just been a Broadway play, bro. Like one I would not go to see.
Oh,
but I mean, it's entertaining, but after a while you're just like, all right, so what is happening? Like, what is the end? Yeah. What is the end? Where is this going?
End means to the end.
Because I didn't know where it was going. Right. So first, I never saw a movie, so therefore, it's like, oh, what is this? New and exciting. No, whack and stupid. Sorry, I couldn't say stupid.
Wow.
But it was not. It was really not what I thought it was going to be. But whatever.
Yeah.
But so the idea was great to make the movie into a TV show, which actually that's kind of my theme when we're doing like movies that are not TV shows. That's what I'm hitting on today. But no, the idea was great. The writing was just not there, I guess, with the storyline. I think that was the only thing that just wasn't there.
Okay. Got it.
The plot and everything I thought was pretty good, but it's just I feel like it was just way too drawn out. I feel like it could have been like a little mini series of 4 episodes. Boom, done. I don't know, but I just feel like it was like missing some pieces. But and then like another thing is I didn't understand, but you would explain this to me, like the whole fluid sexuality and androgyny or whatever of their relationship.
To make some vampires like that anyway, like on multiple shows.
Really, I didn't know.
That they
didn't do it on Twilight, did they? They might have. I don't know.
I can't remember. But I feel like True Blood even like it could have been. I don't know.
So it's like I guess it's just like when you are hungry, you just want to sleep with anything or something.
Like you've been on Earth forever, and you're just bored. So therefore, it's like,
try
let me try
something
something different.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I think that's
okay. I was just so like the storyline with because so like the two ones that are in love is Louis Dupont and Lestat. So I was like looking at it, but I'm just like, okay, so y'all are going out together and finding women, and then kind of getting upset with each other when the women come home with you. I don't get it. I don't understand that. But it's like, where are you going? Oh, you're going to see that woman? Why would you go and see that woman? Blah, 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 blah. Right. I didn't understand. Do you love each other? Or are you happy for each other? Or do you love each other?
Maybe they're in an open relationship.
But see, that was the thing. It was like, it was an open relationship. But then when it was like, got home, it's like, why is this person in our house?
Oh, so they were jealous open relationship.
So it was, it's just weird. I don't know. All right. So I was trying to figure out how the vampire just pops up and appears. He just shows up, like in the town. In the town, everybody's just hanging out. Hi. But yeah, everybody's just like hanging out in the town, like at like a brothel or something like that. Okay. Dude just walks in. He's like, "Hey, let me go see such and such, whatever the name of the lady is," and he's supposed to be in love with this woman. And then he says, "As soon as I sit down." Like, you know, he gets, like, he's just talking, but he was like, as soon as he sat down and the guy was looking at him, he was mad, but intrigued, and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, but you ain't asked, man, where you come from? Like, who are you? He's just sitting down with the lady.
Some holes in it.
Yes. That's what it says, missing pieces. Yeah. The puzzle is almost put together, but the writer needs to be that.
Less holes in the story.
But that was the main thing that I didn't understand. I was like, I don't understand how he just shows up and everybody was just like, oh, okay. But I mean, but the vampires do that little thing where they're supposed to be able to, like, I guess, make you do stuff that you don't necessarily want to do.
Yeah, they have the mind control.
Yeah, they have the mind control, so maybe that was one of the things. To me, it's a one-seasoner.
Okay.
I feel like it's a one and done. Like I said, it could have been a little mini-series.
Now, take into consideration, there are a ton of Interview with the Vampire enthusiasts.
Oh, yeah.
And Anne Rice enthusiast, who's the writer. So therefore, just the people who were waiting for this for so long could carry it to a season 2.
So the lady's name is Anne Rice, and she wrote this. You sure, like, somebody else didn't write this? She was just like, this is good. I can use this with my platform.
No,
see, we don't know that.
Literally says Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire. That's literally the name of it.
I mean, but Tyler Perry got a lot of TV shows, but he didn't write them all. You know what I'm saying?
But he did write a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, he wrote a lot. Yeah,
that's why the quality isn't always there.
So was Anne Rice? Was Anne Rice way too much?
Yeah,
was Anne Rice?
She's the author. The author of the book. The book became a movie. The movie became a TV show.
Okay, so she didn't have anything to do with the TV show.
I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I don't even know if she's still living.
Okay, so I was just saying, like, because when you write a book, you write out all this stuff. They didn't take, like, pieces of what she was doing as far as her monologue or dialogue from the book and put it into the TV show. I feel like she was just like, I'll sign
she's not.
Right
December 11th, 2021, she passed away.
She just passed.
Just recently. I do remember hearing about that, now that I think about it. Last year. Last year. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, now it's 2023, but the last, I do remember hearing that she had passed away. Okay. So maybe this is something that went into effect after.
Maybe it's like, maybe she just signed
creative control.
Yeah, because I feel like if it's a book that you can make into a movie and then turn into a TV show, it's got to be a good one, you know? And I feel like they was subpar, and I feel like they did not do Anne Rice right by doing that. But it does leave a place for you to be able to have a season 2. If people like the show, I don't know how many people have AMC Plus. I don't know. If
That's the thing.
That's another thing.
Is purchase AMC Plus. Was it playing on regular AMC? Like if you had watched it live,
I don't know about that.
The Walking Dead only shows. Well, it doesn't. Well, I guess it does only show on AMC Plus. So I think it was actually on AMC.
It was
but for you to watch it. You have to pay for AMC Plus. It's kind of like me with The Walking Dead. Okay. I have to record it when it comes on live. Otherwise, I have to pay for it on AMC Plus.
Okay, I got you. And you know what? They did kind of a weird thing. So it's only actually 7 episodes. But if you look at everything says 8. No, 8 is just behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
So it's a whole hour of behind the scenes. And I'm just like, bro, I know. I think that this is not the TV show
for you.
For me.
Yeah. Can be for others.
Yeah, it can be for other people. For me, it lacked luster. Okay. But
all right. Thanks for starting with a lackluster show.
I gotta give the people what they want. Okay. You know what they want? They want to hear about crappy shows.
They want to hear the truth.
They want to hear.
And what do? We give the truth.
We gotta give
no
the
sugarcoating.
Yeah.
No sponsors telling us we have to say something positive. Got it. Okay.
Well, I mean, if there's any sponsors out there that need to tell us that we need to say, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So silly.
Okay. All right. So what do you got?
Well, because we just finished the holiday season.
Yes.
I actually wanted to cover some things that were holiday related. So I am going to this is just going to be the 3 holiday movies that I watched this year because I never, ever, ever watch Christmas movies. Like, I don't like Hallmark movies. I don't like Lifetime movies. But for some reason this year, I ended up watching all of these Christmas movies that were like rom-coms. Okay. So, number 1, Falling for Christmas. So this one, I'm not doing these in any particular order. I'm just going through them really fast. So I'm just saying this was the first one. Yeah. So Falling for Christmas is on Netflix. The main star on this one is Lindsay Lohan. Yeah. And so basically it's a story about Lindsay, who is kind of a rich socialite. She's on vacation with her fiance and her father. And, you know, she's dressed in all of her Prada and Gucci and all this stuff and walking around looking like a snow bunny in the, resort and stuff like that as they go skiing. So she's on this cliff with her fiance. He proposes. A big wind comes and flies her off the cliff.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that in the clip?
Yeah. So you see that in the clip. And then she ends up falling. Quote unquote falling, for Christmas.
That's cute.
But basically, and so when she falls, she gets amnesia. So this rugged, rough and tough. I always say the guys have on, plaid flannel.
Yeah, like they're always wearing Dixon plaids.
Yeah. So just an everyday, round the way kind of guy. So comes across her in the snow, brings her to he owns like a little, kind of like not even a bed, maybe a bed and breakfast kind of place that he inherited. And he's a younger guy, but inherited it. And he's there with his wife, who has passed away's mother, abuela. She's there, and his daughter. Okay. So anyway, they all are together and having a good time and laughing and joking.
They all live together?
They're all they live in the resort.
In the inn or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like they do, at least. They're always there. And so they have Lindsay there, and then, she wakes up, she realizes she doesn't remember really anything or slight things. Mm-hmm. And then, she can't do anything. She can't make eggs. She can't make a bed.
Oh, she can't
do whatever because
she's
of
rich.
The fact that she's rich and she's
Nobody's
a socialite.
Ever done it.
She's never had to do it. So they're trying to figure out, like, oh my gosh, your brain concussion must be really worse than, but not realizing she never knew how to do these things anyway. So everything goes along. Her fiance's looking for her, her father, everybody's trying to figure out where she is, not knowing that she's in this little bed and breakfast in the middle of the same town and city. But, and so, of course, the two of them start to have feelings for each other, but she's engaged. So what do you do? Yeah. So, but it's really
I've seen this movie about 45,000 times.
That's why I said it's a normal Lifetime, Hallmark movie. So cute movie. It is predictable. It's a step above slightly a Hallmark or Lifetime movie, but I did enjoy it.
Why you say a step above? Is there a reason why?
I just feel like I don't
quality
know.
was better?
I normally don't watch the other ones because I felt like they're so predictable. This one was predictable, but not like I could call every single piece of it all the way through. It was like this one had a few elements where I was like, oh, okay, all right. They switched it up a little bit.
Yeah, Lifetime with a twist.
A slight twist. Yep, there you go. Then we had Christmas with You with Freddie Prinze Jr. Now, that also was on Netflix. Now, what I liked about this movie is that it's basically almost an entirely Hispanic cast with an entirely Hispanic crew behind the scenes.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so a lot of people forget that Freddie Prinze Jr. is Puerto Rican.
He's
right,
Latin,
exactly. His father was Freddie Prinze Sr., and he actually, was Puerto Rican, and he actually, coming to find out with a little research, dated Raquel Welch.
I believe that. I can see that.
And Pam Grier, which she spoke about in her autobiography of her relationship with him. Didn't know he passed away at 22. I was like, that is way, way, way too young.
Wait, what?
Yep, suicide, unfortunately. So passed away, they said, at 22.
Oh, I thought he was older than that.
I did too, but that's what I saw.
I thought he was like in his 30s or something like that, like in his late 30s.
Maybe I read it wrong. Okay.
No, you might be right.
So, but the story for I guess Freddie Prinze Jr.'s son is he was on a show actually that I was watching, and he was saying, look, I'm Hispanic. A lot of people don't know I'm Hispanic. Yeah. He speaks fluent Spanish, the whole 9 yards.
I think we have to say Spanish speaking or Latin. Yeah, somebody had told me that.
I'm saying that
Hispanic.
I didn't know that, but I'll take it.
I didn't know that either, and I was like, oh, my bad. Like,
no, I always am like, let me know. So Spanish speaking, heritage and all of that. And so he said because of the roles he's played, people probably didn't really know that or understand that. So he was very thrilled and excited that he was able to do a movie, produce it, I think even, where it had the writers, the camera operators, like every single person.
That's deep.
So he said that was really something he was proud of. But this particular movie is about a father and a daughter, and they live a modest life. He's a music teacher at a school. She goes to the school. She's getting ready to prepare for her quinceañera, and so she has a famous pop star, Angelina, that she's really excited about. So Angelina holds some contests, people can upload videos. Angelina sees her video, and the girl's video, she says, I'm going to prepare a dance and a routine for my favorite Angelina song.
Okay.
So in the process of that, when Angelina sees it, she has some things going on personally in her life, and she's like, you know what, I'm going to go and visit. And her assistant, who also is hilarious on here, by the way. She's like some comic relief. But she basically is like, so now we're doing like house calls for people? Like, what's that about, So anyway, they end up going to the school, surprise her friends, all of that. So it was really exciting, like Instagram photo op. And then the snow starts coming down harder and harder and harder. And she's like, we're not going to be able to get out of town. So they basically go to the daughter and father's house. And while they're at the house, they basically have to stay for a few days because of the fact that the snow got so bad that they're snowed in.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And so with her being a singer and the father being a piano, teacher and music instructor at the school, love ensues. So, because it's always going to be some love in these kind of movies. Yep. And then the last one that I saw was the Noel Diary. So the Noel Diary has Justin Hartley in there. A lot of people know him as Kevin from This Is Us. And Monica Raymond, she actually plays on Chicago Fire. So she's one of the ladies from that show. But this is about Justin Hartley playing a character named Jake Turner, who's an author. He writes those spicy romance novels. And, women love him. They're always in line getting his autograph, all of those things. So he finds out that his mother passes away like in the very beginning of the movie. And so he has to go to her home. And he realizes, well, first of all, when he goes to her home, it's because he's had a falling out with both his mom and his dad. So therefore, he hasn't engaged with them in quite a while. And because of that, he didn't know his mom was living like a hoarder. So he goes into the home and it's stuff everywhere. So as he's trying to just sort through things, a woman shows up who's the woman from Chicago Fire. And so she's just like, oh, I found out that, the lady of the house had passed away and my mom used to be a nanny here. So I'm just looking to find out information of how I can find my mother. And so in the process of that, what ends up happening is that the two of them kind of go on an adventure to find her mother, and also restore his relationship with his father before it's too late. So it doesn't feel like your normal Christmas rom-com kind of movie. Okay. Does have some holes in it,
but it's a family. It's like about family. Mainly.
It's about her on her journey, and it's called I don't even know if I said it, the Noel Diary.
Yeah,
I think I did. Okay, so it's about her mother's diary. Okay, yeah. That she's finding out information and tidbits, and her mother gave her away. That's why she's looking for her. So she was like, "I'm adopted. Does she even want me?" Like all these questions that she had, that she got some answers from that diary that they found in the house after his mom passed away, and then also him trying to build back his relationship with his father because he thought his father never cared, but come to find out he did, but things just didn't work out like they should have. Yeah, I get that. So yeah, it's a good movie. She, of course, has a fiance. Doesn't everybody? And so it seems like in these movies, everybody has a fiance. Yeah,
it's like you can't even get you. Do you trust people to get married? Like because you might fall in love with somebody else.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like good luck, Chuck, all over again.
So it was a really, like I said, it had a few holes in it, but it was a really good story. Ended kind of interesting. It was just like and that's it. Like, one of those facial expression things that whatever. Okay. But anyway, so what I was going to say, one thing that I thought was hilarious about this is that when she first met him, she didn't know who he was, that he was an author, anything like that. So when they went out to go grab a bite to eat, because he was like, she was almost like, I'll help you to even search through things if I can possibly find something in here that might be my mother's. And so what ends up happening is that she's like, oh, let me just order something really small, or let me pay for the bill or my half, because she has no idea he's like a multimillionaire. Yeah, she has no idea. So it's so funny, and he doesn't tell her, and then like a bus goes by with his face on it, and she doesn't even see it and stuff like that. So it's just like,
that's cute.
Yeah, it was kind of cute little pieces to it. But that's what I had. So I brought us up.
I'm gonna bring us up. I'm gonna come up.
Holiday note after the drudgery of number one.
But mine was like, it's a hot commodity right now. Everybody's talking about
vampires.
I just want to let them know how much it was not that good.
For you.
For me.
Yes, for you. Got it.
Allegedly, it's not that good. Shout out to Mike. All right. So, for me to talk about, I want to talk about Jay Withey.
Jay Withey.
Who
is Jay Withey, sis?
Jay Withey is the gentleman in Buffalo, New York, that saved. It ended up being 24 people from freezing to death.
Absolutely. I heard about that story, and that's amazing.
Like he said, it started off with 10 people. Mm-hmm. And he said he just kept, just the way that it all worked out, it was just, I don't know. Anyway, so here, I'll give you a little gist. I know a lot of people have heard about it here, but if there are people in the other countries that haven't heard about it, let me just let y'all get some feel-good energy. So, it is Christmas Eve. There is a big blizzard that's in Buffalo.
Yeah. Feet of snow.
Yeah. I mean, when I say feet, I mean like over top of SUVs feet. Mm-hmm. Like, there was
with the wind over some houses.
Oh my God. And like people opening their doors, and then like as soon as you open your door, then it's just like, oh, I can't see past the snow.
Yep.
Like the snow's in my face.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna close this door, and I guess we're just here. So so this guy, he ends up he can't go anywhere. He works out of town. Mm-hmm. Like he's working in another area or something like that. I want to say he does like construction or something like that. So he's working in another area, and then he's like trying to figure out like what he can do. What does he do? He goes and he tries to go to people. Hey, excuse me. Hey, look, do you mind if I just stay here? Like, can I stay with you? Like, man, I'll give you like $500. And everyone was like, nah, bro. Mm-hmm. Nah, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to let a stranger, yeah.
I mean, I get it. I might be like, bro, look, if you come in, I'll have to tie you down. Tie your hands and feet together.
You will be duct taped.
Yeah, I don't care about you talking or anything. But, I mean, I just everybody has trust issues.
Yeah.
It's America. Everybody has trust issues. So, what ends up happening is that he is in his car. This lady, he sees this lady. Well, he's in his work truck. He sees this lady, and this lady's in her car. Her car runs out of gas. Mm-hmm. Hey, come get in my truck. I got heat.
Yeah.
Boom. We're good. He said that
Good Samaritan.
Yeah, he said that they were in the car, he's like, they fell asleep. They were taking turns sleeping. They were looking around trying to figure out where other people were. Like if anybody else was around, saw another person, had that person come and sleep in his truck too. So now there's 3 people sleeping in a work truck. Trying not to freeze. This is crazy. Yep. They're together because they're trying not to freeze. Yep. So what ends up happening is he goes and he's like, there's got to be somewhere. Like I'm pretty sure he had to use the bathroom. I mean, like you're in a work truck in the middle of a blizzard. If you got to go, where can you go? Right. Exactly. You're gonna be like,
and you're on the road. Yeah. You're not like. Yeah.
You're gonna be like the dog that went to the bathroom. It was like just a stream of like a little golden rainbow. Yeah. So you don't want to have you don't want
frozen.
Yeah, frozen. You don't want that when you're trying to use the bathroom outside. You know. So he says, I was looking around for a school. Saw a school, busted in. Bam. Once he busted in, he said he had went. He said. It was like 10 plus people that he ended up going in and like originally trying to get them to come in. But he said that what he did was he said he grabbed some cereal. He went to the kitchen, grabbed some cereal, ate some cereal, some water, some juice, a couple apples. And then he said he took all that stuff and put it on the table in the cafeteria and then ran out. And when he went out, he just went around to the parking lot at the school, trying to see what people were in cars. It was like, so the ages of the people went from, what did they just say? 26 to 73. Exactly. Those are the age range of these people that are just stranded. Like, and like, now that I think about it, 73 is not that old. But then if I just hear it's like, oh, somebody's 73, but then I'm like, oh, mom's like almost 70, so it makes sense. Yeah. But
it's still the fact that this is life and death, really. When
yes,
you think
this
about
is life and death. So it's like a 73-year-old person could just probably freeze to death faster than anybody else. I mean, I feel like maybe, I don't know. Yeah,
I'm not a scientist. Sometimes when you're older, I think they say that the heat escapes your body quicker.
Yeah, that's what I thought it did. Yeah. So he basically just went around going to all these people. I mean, like, he even left a little note. Like to apologize, school. Like at the school, I'll read you the little note because it's super cute. Okay, but he left a note and was like, I'm sorry. All right, so the note says, "To who it may concern, I'm terribly sorry for breaking into the school." Well, he said breaking the school, but
breaking into the school. Yeah,
breaking into the school window, and for breaking into the kitchen. I got stuck at 8 p.m. on Friday. Which day was Christmas? Sunday. So he got stuck at 8 p.m. Friday. Slept in my truck with 2 strangers, just trying not to die. How do you... This is like you're really sitting down writing this letter. Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
and grateful that you did.
Yeah. And then, what did it say? There were a lot of elderly people also stuck out of fuel. Clearly ran out of gas. So he said, I had to do it. I had to save everyone and get them to shelter, food, into a bathroom. Merry Christmas, Jay. Jay, you're a champion.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He has gotten so much recognition for his efforts, where somebody would be right there at the school and be like, didn't not even think about it. Yeah, but what he said, because I saw him in an interview, he said that he went to the school, broke the window, I think with like his elbow or his hand or something, but like wrapped all up and everything, and then reached in to open everything up so that he could get inside. And he said as soon as he got inside, he felt the warmth.
And then he was like, I gotta help.
I have to get in here and I have to help other people because a school has food, a school has warmth, a school has potentially backup generators, like all that stuff that can keep these people alive.
This is the smartest thing. Yeah, it's like if it's a blizzard, it's got to be a school or a restaurant that I'm gonna stay at.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you think about
depending on the restaurant. I mean, if it's like an O'Charlie's. That booth in the bin.
What we need to make sure doesn't happen is that people are like, "Ooh, it's starting to snow. Let me break a window and go to this restaurant and steal some food." Like that's not what this is. This was truly a life and death situation. Because when you think about it, like you can't have the snow pile up even over your exhaust pipe. Like you would have to keep getting out of your car to make sure that doesn't happen because carbon monoxide is real. So you have a lot of things that. You have to take it to consideration. While you're out there, it's not just about running out of gas. Yeah, because there was a young girl who passed away in the storm. And she was just in her car.
She froze to death.
Exactly, that's scary.
But so they say. So apparently, I've heard something about I don't know how true this is. Just putting this out there. Something like when you freeze to death, apparently your body, once hypothermia sets in, like your body just shuts down and you're no longer there. Mentally, you're no longer there. You're just there, frozen. You're just you're alive, but ain't nothing happening upstairs.
Well, I think it's more that you are just you go into a state, like almost your body goes into a state of shock, like frozen, to that degree of just like a shock.
Your organs are shutting down.
Yeah, and then
your body is working harder to pump blood to the vital organs that all your rest of your organs. That's why people lose extremities so much.
They're blue,
because of the fact. Yeah, because of that.
Because it has to all come to your core to keep you alive. Exactly. It's trying to, and then it's sad. It's really sad, and so just grateful to them that they were able to. Well, he was able to think of that, and they were able to make it, and they had a reunion with people to thank him for what happened. It was a son and his mom, and he was like, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing. So, shout out to Jay Withey, or Withey.
And rest in peace to the people who did pass away from this storm, because that has
to be scary. And you know what? Pete, they probably, let's hope that they went peacefully. They took a nap and that was it.
It's possible. It's possible that you just fell asleep and you don't know. But but it's just such a wonderful, heartwarming story that this guy not only said, "Let me just save myself."
Yeah, he said that he went back
multiple times.
Yeah, he said that all he did. He said that he kept going back, and he said that every time that he went, he said, I guess kept trying to go further and further. He said, I was crying because I was in so much pain from being so cold. Yeah. He was like, but I had to help the people.
He's a good guy. He did, I hope some good things happen for him.
I hope so too. Oprah, buy him a house.
Whatever he would need.
Just
maybe
give him
he has a house. Maybe he needs something else.
Somebody help this man start his own company or something. Give him something.
Good,
he needs
good
a lot of
vibes.
stuff.
Good vibes.
Yeah.
Right.
But just shout out to Jay Withey for doing that. You are a Superman. So
awesome.
Thank you very much.
All right.
What you got next?
So I ended up watching a movie during the holiday break, and it was called Barbarian.
Oh,
yeah. So I won't even, I guess I'll talk a little bit about the cast. I was like, I won't even really go into the cast because, it had a few people, but I would say only 3 people that you would know. Let's just say that.
3 people that you would know or everybody else?
I don't know. Maybe people know who Zach Kreger is. And
I know a lot of people by face. So
exactly. And Kate Nichols and all of that. But mainly it's Bill Skarsgård, which everybody pretty much knows him. He was Pennyworth, basically.
Yeah.
And then you have Justin Long, which I feel like a lot of people know Justin Long. American and then Pie, the main character I wasn't familiar with, but Georgina Campbell. She was the main female character.
Yeah, I've seen her on some stuff before. So.
Yeah, I feel like people have probably seen her on...
She's on Black Mirror.
Suspicion, she was in that movie. Yeah, she's been in a few different things. So I wasn't as familiar with her work. But the moral of this particular story of Barbarian, it shows as though it's a horror movie, and I don't do horror. However, I had heard people talking about it and saying that it's not really horror, it's more creepy suspense.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can handle creepy suspense, thriller, something like that. So basically it's about an Airbnb situation where 2 people are in the same rental at the same time. So an Airbnb goes up on, let's say, 2 different websites. Yeah. I book it on one, you book it on the other. Within a couple of minutes of each other, we both end up getting the reservation.
Isn't that a Christmas movie plot too?
I don't know, but we're not going to talk about that. So what ends up happening is that the man is already there, which is Skarsgård. So he's already there when the female arrives, and she arrives late at night in the rain. So of course she's just going to be like, I don't know, like you're already here. And they were like, it must have been some kind of glitch, going on. And so he's already Pennyworth. So you're just kind of like, she probably shouldn't go in the house with this guy. But of course, what does she do? She goes into the house with the guy. But what ends up happening is that, so she's in the house with him, and they end up, just having a conversation. He appears to be a nice guy. So he's just like, hey, do you want something to eat? You want something to drink? She's looking at him like, dude, I don't want to get near you. I'm not going to drink anything you're giving me. Like, no. Like, he was basically telling her, look, you should stay in here because it's late. It's raining. You're a female. Like, don't go out there and continue to be out in all this madness. So anyway, She ends up staying. He's like, look, you take the bedroom. I'll sleep on the couch. And in the morning, we'll figure this out. We'll call the owner and make sure that we're good to go.
Sort it all out.
So, but during the night, doors start opening and things start making whatever. And so she gets up and she's just like, hey, is this you? Like, who, what is going on? But he's asleep. Like, he's asleep, actually having a dream. Like, he's dreaming and talking in his sleep. Like, you know, and she was like, whoa, okay. And then he gets startled by her, like, whoa, what are you doing here? Like, why are you standing over me, basically?
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
then it's
creepy.
like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, I let you in thinking, like, I have to prove that I'm not the crazy one, but maybe you're the crazy one, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway...
God.
So that's kind of how the story starts. And then on the next day, what ends up happening, I believe, yes, just the next day, at some point she ends up going downstairs. Okay. So she goes downstairs. When she goes downstairs, somehow the door closes behind her to go upstairs, and it forces her to be downstairs. And she finds a secret passageway almost and goes into it and realizes there's another separate room beside the house, like a tunnel almost, that leads to a room with a bed, a bucket, and it looks like blood on the floor. Like, that's kind of, and like, almost like it would be camera stuff. And she was like, whoa, like, what's going on? Like camera recording stuff, you know, like they were doing some recording of some kind of videos in there. And she was like, yep. So she, of course, leaves out, but she tells the fellow occupant that what she saw. And then that's when the movie gets weird.
So wait, so from there she ain't leave the house. She just told him.
She went outside. Yeah, I feel like she went outside. And when she went outside, this older man started running towards her, screaming and yelling and, don't go in that house. Don't go in. You need to stay. She's going blah, 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 blah. And he's like going off. And she's like, what the heck? So as he's coming to her, she's like, I got to go back in the house. So she stays in there until the other occupant, for some reason, he had to leave out. I can't even remember. But when he came back, she was like, hey, just to let you know, I found this little weird room downstairs. So he was like, oh, I'll go check it out. So she stays upstairs. He goes downstairs. And then next thing you know, she's like, hey, dude, like, hello?
No.
Hello? So then she has to go back downstairs, and then she's trying to find him. And that's why I said that's when it got weird.
Okay, I got you.
That's when it got really weird. And so basically, the movie also has multiple layers to it. So while this story is going on, all of a sudden, randomly, out of the blue, you get another story. The other story is where there's a guy who's an actor. And so he's basically finding out while he's like riding up and down the West Coast Highway or whatever that he is getting ready to have a sexual harassment suit against him. And that's the Justin Long character. Okay. So his name is AJ on here. So anyway, so he actually is like, wait, what's going on? I'm just like, no, it was consensual, whatever. And then you just follow this totally separate story.
So it goes from
something weird happening in this house to a whole different story. And so then it's like him and it's sunny and it's beautiful and it's just like, okay. So then he's upset. He goes to see his publicist and they're having conversations and they're like, oh, by the way, what are you going to do about your rental property? Blah, blah, blah. So then, you know, it's like all these weird, just random conversations. Was it consensual? Was it not? Now he's on the, you know, the list that all of the guys are on for Me Too and all of that. And he's being, you know, basically, what do you call it? I'm canceled. That's the word I was looking for. Canceled. And so it's his whole story of that. And you're like, okay, I don't know why we're having this story going on. And then it goes to a third story, where there is this guy, and each story is a different, well, the third story is a totally different time period. Okay. So you're like going back to the 80s. Okay. And there's this guy who's just watching this woman leave out of a grocery store like he's stalking her. And then the next thing you know, he shows up at her house, and that's a story. I'll just leave it at that. That's a story. And in the end, everything appears to converge together. It was insanity. It was really good. I had to watch some parts again.
Now I want to watch this.
Excuse me, because I couldn't put together what actually was happening as it was happening. Yeah. So after it was done, I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to have to fast forward back until I get to this part. And then, okay, now let me fast forward ahead so I can get to that part. So Anywho, that is Barbarian.
Yeah,
and,
I mean...
And one thing I will say, and if anybody has seen it, you'll know why I say this, but you will never look at a baby bottle the same way again after watching this movie. You don't even want to think about what that means, but it's a baby bottle scene, and it's just like, okay. So when you do watch it, let me know after you watch it, because I'd love to know your thoughts about that. But anyway, so that's what I have. I know we're running on time, but
no, you're good.
But yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Barbarian, HBO Max. Again, starts off as two people at Airbnb, moves to a story about a guy who's getting, canceled, and then moves to like a 1980s stalker story.
So the canceled one is that, and like so which years
It seems like the canceled one and the original, when she shows up for the Airbnb, are the same time frame. Yeah, it feels like that. But it's just so random because you're in this dark basement 1 second, and then the very next scene it's like bright, sunny.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
That literally is the song. I think I am almost positive.
I feel like anytime they show the Pacific Coast Highway, Hotel California is playing.
I'm guessing. I've only been in California once, so I'm guessing that's what it was, the Pacific Coast Highways. But it was like, whatever it is, it just seemed like that. And he was just like, wait, what's happening to my life? So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody probably, I'm pretty sure people in the movie theater was like, wait, what's happening to my brain?
It was some kind of 80s song, like, or 70s, 80s something. But, if it wasn't that, then it might have been some kind of,
it was something in that genre.
Or, something, yeah. But anyway.
All right.
So, what do you have next?
Okay, so for my last, I have, like I told you, I was doing movies that are TV shows. I got for you The Best Man, The Final Chapters.
Woohoo! Okay.
This was
I love
good.
my Morris Chestnut.
Yeah.
But anywho.
This was good.
Okay.
He looked rough in the beginning of the movie. You might not like that part.
I'll be okay
But then
with
he's
it.
naked through most of the movie, so
I'm
you'll be
definitely
fine
okay
with
with
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll be fine with that. So
You mean half dressed, not truly naked.
no, it's not.
Okay. I haven't watched it yet, so don't give me any spoilers.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I will say half dress. I'll say half dress.
Like boxers or a bathing suit.
A robe
something.
and nothing else, but his robe is wide open.
I love it.
Shout out to Terry.
Yeah, Terry's not listening. Okay.
All right. So I love the movie. I mean, the show. I like how they put it all together. Okay. So just
and this is okay. Yeah, because I have to still watch it.
Yeah.
So I can't
all right. So
contribute.
this is picking up from the last movie, from the very last movie that they did, which was The Best Man Holiday.
Yeah.
So it was The Best Man, and then it was The Best Man Holiday.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then you know what? I do like I feel like they should do I'll come back. I'll tell you about that off the air.
We'll
okay?
remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna remember, but it's fine. but it just follows everybody around. So you have Mia has passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So
we knew that from Holiday.
And if anybody needs to know who these characters are, I can give you a little gist of it. All right, so Mia was Morris Chestnut, aka Lance.
No, that was Mia. Was not Morris Chestnut.
No. But I'm about to get to it. I'm about to get to it.
Oh,
Mia was Morris Chestnut, aka Lance's wife.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. I was confused.
That was his wife. And she is played by, I can never remember her name to save my life. But it is, I can't remember. Why can't I remember her name? Oh my goodness. Anyway, so
I'll look it up while you talk.
look it up. I have it written down, but I can't remember which one it is.
Okay.
Anyway. Oh, Monica Calhoun.
Okay,
Bam,
Monica
got
Calhoun.
it. Monica Calhoun. All right, so she has passed away. Lance is still grieving.
Okay.
And he's dealing with his grief in a not so healthy way.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And they have 3 kids together. I think it's 3 kids? 2 kids. No, they have 2 kids together. So, that was the whole thing. Mm-hmm. There. So it basically, the show starts off with the first movie, it bounces into the first movie and shows some clips, and to the second movie shows some clips. Ooh, excuse me. That came from out of nowhere. God. Well, the second movie.
In the edit.
and then it goes to where they're at. So, all right. So, like I said, you have Mia and Lance, and Mia's passed away. Lance has the kids, and he's grieving. Candace and Julian. Now, Candace is Regina Hall.
Okay.
Julian is, I cannot pronounce his last name. Harold Perrineau.
Yeah, it's something French or whatever.
Yeah, Perrineau, something like that. So, they have 3 kids, 3 little girls.
Okay.
And Candace is different. She's not a stripper no more.
Yeah, she's just like Candy.
Yeah. So she's changed, and now she's like a mom, but she has lost herself.
As some mothers do.
Yeah. So she's just like, I'm just a mom. Like, I'm not me anymore. And she just felt like lost. So, and then you have Harper Tay Diggs. He's still writing books, and he has he's still married to Sanaa Lathan's character.
Okay.
Robin.
Okay.
And they have their daughter.
Okay.
But like with this part, he is got a movie deal coming up. Like they're
road,
good.
yeah.
He's on the go, but they are good. Like they're working together as a cohesive unit.
Good.
Then you have Jordan. Jordan is Nia Long. She's single. She's the boss lady. She works for she's like a powerful businesswoman who works for, like, I want to say it was like Warner Brothers or something like that. They said it in the show, but I can't remember what it was. But it's like she's like a CFO with Warner Brothers or something. Okay. So, and then you have everybody all coming together for Quentin getting married to Xiomara. Now, this is what I got to tell you.
Okay.
I don't know if
Quentin
is Terrence Howard. And I don't know if you remember Shelby.
Yeah, Shelby.
All right, so Shelby is Melissa DeSalle, but
try again. Third time's a charge, Sestra.
Melissa
Salsa?
No, it's Sosa, but I can't get it out.
Sosa.
Yeah, I stroked out just now. What happened? Okay, Melissa DeSosa. Jeez Louise, it's Melissa. Okay, so that's who is Shelby. I could not get it out. Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So
we're not recording or anything.
I know, right? It's fine. It's fine. Our listeners will be entertained.
Yeah, they will.
So, Quentin and Shelby broke up. Now he's married Xiomara. You know who Xiomara is played by?
I was going to say, I didn't know about that. Who is that?
Xiomara is played by Nicole Ari Parker.
Oh.
But she is, so yeah, they added her in the cast, which is awesome. Yeah. But she is a very spiritual person who is also a model.
Okay, a model,
Zen
model.
Yeah, so when everybody comes together, what happens? She comes and greets them with sage.
Oh, yeah.
Burning sage.
Burning sage all over their bodies. Good auras.
Regina Hall's character, what was her name? Candace. Candace is like, I'm choking. Like, I think I'm allergic to it. And everybody's like, oh my God. And then as soon as Nicole Ari Parker says, who's allergic to sage? Her husband goes, yeah, I know, right? Like, who's allergic to sage? She's like, baby, I'm choking. He's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on your side again. Yeah, my bad.
But it's cute how all that started. So that's what actually gets them together originally. Okay. Gotcha. And so
fun and mayhem ensue.
Yeah. But then from there. It does go. It's not just about the whole wedding the whole time. It goes from there, and it goes like. I mean, it's mainly about
I almost feel like you'd have to know a little bit about everybody's stories of what's happened since the last time we saw them.
So they have clips and stuff of that in the beginning.
No, I mean,
it's nothing big.
They don't really refer to like, oh, and then this happened, and then that happened.
No, it's literally like you see Candace was twerking on the pole, and then now she's married. Yeah. And now she's a mom. Right. And now she feels like she lost herself, but not even explaining how she lost herself. Well, she does do regular conversation. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like some of the conversation, I feel like has to fill some of the gaps that we haven't. But I mean, but it's not really filling them. It's kind of like, oh yeah, you married, you got kids. Yeah, it makes sense. Got it. Okay. So I mean, like she's just like, oh, since I had the kids and blah blah blah, I've lost myself with this, and I've been working on this, and blah blah blah. Okay. So I mean, it's like you get it, you get that understanding, but it's not anything where you didn't understand it from the beginning. So, the way that this movie, this show. God, I keep saying movie. That this show it's like funny. It's heartfelt. It's I made a list.
Okay.
Of things that happen in this movie.
Okay. That aren't spoilers.
That not spoilers.
Okay.
I'm just describing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go this. Well, cheating happens in this.
Okay.
I feel it didn't happen in the last one. Can't remember. Growth.
Okay. Well, in the original one, there was the potential cheating, but I can't remember the second one. Okay, growth, cheating. Yeah.
Living life to the fullest.
Oh, gotta do that. Live it like it's golden.
Living my life like it's golden. Right. Breakups.
Okay.
Because you got to break up to make up, because that's all you do.
Yep, that's all we do.
Expats.
Oh, no longer Americana.
Yeah.
Okay. Going and living overseas.
Yeah, some new kids.
Yeah, of course.
But
it's been a while.
But no, I mean like somebody finds out they got a kid.
Got it. Oh,
yeah.
This pops up kid.
Wait, what?
When did this happen?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
You got new kids. Pronoun clarification.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they wrote that in. So I was like, that's kind of cool.
Call me they.
Homophobia. They wrote that in there too.
Does that go with the pronouns? Okay. Well,
it does go with the pronouns.
Okay,
it's part of the pronouns
thing.
Yeah. But then also it's like the I kind of like the way they did it, but it makes sense because usually I don't want to spoil it. Never mind.
Yeah, don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it.
But there's a lot of grief, some anger. But just all around,
it's
I think
a lot of emotion. It sounds like a roller coaster of emotions.
Yes, it's a roller coaster of emotions, but it's funny.
Yeah. Oh, it has to be. It's best man. Did they do the dance again?
At the end every
together?
time.
Okay.
No, they didn't do any.
They're like new edition.
No
dancing?
edition. They only did that the one time.
I mean, but still, I figured this is
and I think
the last one.
Yeah, but
the last chapter.
But I think they only did.
Again.
Didn't they only do that because Mia was dying and she was sitting? They were all together sitting on the couch. Isn't that why they did it?
Yeah, but I think that it would still have been a nice.
Well, they end up dancing at the end.
Okay, well, I'll take it. Oh yeah, you mean like how they danced
at the end of the first one,
electric slide. Yeah,
dance at the end of the first one. They dance in the second one, and then they dance in the end of the third one.
I'll take that.
So there's always
that is
dancing.
acceptable.
Yeah, there's always dancing.
That is acceptable.
But it is good. I like it. And everybody is aged so gracefully.
Everybody looks amazing. I saw them on the red carpet, and I was like, wow.
And because I was just like, wait, how old are these people?
They're good.
Because you just because you get clips of like the before and then like
they look exactly the same.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah,
black don't crack.
Does not. All right.
But yeah, so check it out. It is the Best Man, the final chapters, and it is on Peacock.
On Peacock. Perfect. And then 8 episodes, I think?
Yes. It was 8 episodes? Yes, it is 8 episodes.
Yep.
Yes,
all right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, we are down to the last one.
What you got?
I have Bad Sisters from Apple Plus.
I loved this.
This is, in my opinion, this is in the realm of Ted Lasso. Where if you recommended it to somebody, there should be no one who sees this that doesn't enjoy the ride.
Yes.
You enjoy the ride.
Because it is a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster, and I love it. All right, so let me talk about that real quick.
Every minute of it. I think I stayed up until 4 o'clock in the morning.
It was so good. I binged it almost back to back on a Saturday or something. So anyway, all right, so it's Bad Sisters. It is a story about 5 sisters. So you have Eva, who's the mother figure and matriarch of the sisters. You have Becca. She's the younger, kind of more flighty and carefree sister who just is always getting into some shenanigans. You have Grace, who is the sister that has a daughter, and she's in a difficult relationship. You have Ursula, who's a sister that's married with kids and has one with special needs, but she also has a secret.
Yes.
You have Bibi, and Bibi is the sister who is kind of the toughest of them all, wears an eye patch, like you're just like...
She's a lesbian.
What has she been going through? And she's lesbian, yes.
That's why she's the toughest.
Word. Facts. Okay, so what ends up happening is that you have this scenario where the episode starts where you have Grace, the sister who's married with the daughter, going through a difficult relationship with her husband is John Paul. And John Paul is actually in the first minute and a half of the show, you see that he's in the casket.
Yeah, yeah.
So you already know.
And it's weird how he's in the casket.
Yes,
too.
and I won't spoil anything with that, but yes. So he's in a casket, and you're just like, okay, well, her husband died, So what you see in the trailer and in the clips of this is that basically her sisters hated her husband.
Absolutely. I hated him.
With a passion. And as you watch, you hate him just as much. God. Maybe if not more than the sisters that you see, so on the show. Yeah, so exactly. Basically, what happens is that the entire premise of the show is based on how Grace is belittled, verbally abused. She's gaslit. Her husband is the worst.
POS. He is the biggest worst. POS ever.
And the sisters, their nickname for him is the prick. That's all they call him. It's the prick. You got to go to the house, and we're going to see the prick. Everything is about that. So it's never about his actual name. Occasionally they'll say John Paul.
That's a JP.
To her. They'll say JP as they're talking to her. But anyway, so what ends up happening is that one of the sisters makes this kind of comment to say, hey, maybe we should, help her with this situation. He's such a horrible person. Maybe we need to take him out.
It was like, oh gosh, she's gonna have to deal with him until he dies. And then she was like, maybe we could speed that up.
Yeah, speed up that process. And the other sister was wait, hold on. So there's only 2 sisters to start. Grows a little bit from there since there's 5 sisters total. So And so what ends up happening, excuse me, is that they make various attempts.
Oh my God. And that's what's so hilarious about it.
To try to take him out. And that way their sister can just be free. She can go out and maybe find somebody else, find a great love, whatever. But her sister loves this man so much that she doesn't realize that he's the jerk that he is. He'll say something to her. It's yeah, you're right. She just agrees and everything. And so it's really funny. In the first few minutes, it's funny. Everything is funny.
Mammy one more time. That's so funny.
So we know Jean Paul dies. We don't know how. And that's the whole premise of this show is how does Jean Paul die? And what happens with that? Now, the other side to this story is there's also an insurance company, which is Claflin and Sons. And it includes 2 brothers, Thomas and Matt. And because of the fact that their business is kind of on the rocks, their father gave it to them when it was kind of, maybe some books weren't looking quite how they should. They can't pay out John Paul's insurance policy because if they do, it's millions of dollars and they don't have the money, so the whole company will close down. So their purpose is trying to figure out, how do we stop this from happening? How do we investigate, research, ask questions, show up at the funeral, show up at the wake, show up at everything, ask a bunch of questions when people aren't really, at their best. And hopefully we can find out something to show that this was not a natural cause, that this was not, if it was murder, if it was suicide, if it was ever, this policy doesn't need to be paid. So what can we do?
What can we do
to not have this policy paid? And even with that, there's some twists and turns.
There's a lot. I forgot about that. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. So it is such a good show. Again, it's called Bad Sisters, Apple Plus. Hopefully people have Apple because there's some great shows on there. And that's why I said Ted Lasso's on there too. And I put this right in there with Ted Lasso. But
I know, but I'm just now what are you going to do?
How do you make a season 2? I don't know. Because the whole thing was about killing John Paul.
This is my idea. Quote this, okay?
Okay.
It was today, January the 5th, 2023.
Okay.
If somebody takes my idea.
Gotcha.
It's recorded.
It's recorded.
So what they should do is whoever's doing this, they need to make this a series where it's bad brothers, bad cousins, bad parents.
Right, bad teachers.
Bad kids.
Cops. bad everything.
Bad server, bad bartender, and then just go into this whole crazy
kind of like
thing.
Vivica Fox is doing right now on Lifetime. She has a series of different things that she's been working on. So so.
But see, like if they did something like that, that would be so awesome because I guess it would kind of be like Fargo.
Yeah, it could. Yeah,
it just take its own thing every time. It's just its own thing, but it's always going to be a murder.
Yep, something relative and quirky and weird, but not exactly the same.
Yes.
Yep, that could be it.
That's
or they could come back with details about what all took place on this one and follow up on some of that. So, because I can't really say what happened. So.
But it was good.
It was.
I liked
really
that
good.
one a lot.
Loved it.
I was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, I've seen that lady before."
Yeah, and then just started watching.
And I started watching
it,
and I was like, "Oh, this is good. This is like really good."
Mm-hmm. But it is so.
I
good.
thought,
and I have recommended it to a few people. Like I said, I can't imagine recommending it and everybody not really thoroughly enjoying it. So.
Yeah. One thing that I did see though that kind of bothered me was like when she was blowing her nose and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, he's in the casket, dead lady."
Yeah. Why are you apologizing? Like you're still.
That's how you automatically know that
ingrained.
He's the worst person ever.
It's terrible, but it's so good at the same time.
It's so good. It is so good.
Well, that is it for our 2023 inaugural episode. Thanks everybody for joining us. Have a wonderful week, a wonderful 2023, and we'll see you next time. Bye.